pass you with the same judgment at the end, and most of them are like you, they don't belong here. Because remember, you can live where you choose. You can only belong where your racial roots are.
I am
The
from the
only
desert.
people who have the
Not
closest
country.
ties in America are the Red
I'm from
Indians,
the desert.
in Canada
I was
are the
living in a tent.
Eskimos, Australia and New Zealand is the Maoris and the Aborigines. That's how it works. All of the rest are invaders. And the same in England. The only people who have the God-given birthright to be here is the English race, and everybody else are invaders given permission by a British government who itself
I'm glad
has
I'm
not got
invader.
England at the top of the agenda.
Just like
This
you.
is the truth that I'm
invaded
showing you.
everybody else.
Yes.
And you can do what you choose with it, but you're going to be accountable for where you chose to go, how you lived the life that was given to you, even though every time you look in the mirror you're faced with where you know you
I
should
said
be,
I have
and you
no
are not
mirror
there.
at home.
And the biggest challenge of all is, all of you people from somewhere else, where's the Speaker's Corner in your country? When you get a Speaker's Corner in your country, then I will listen to you about anything.
Well, everyone
Until you
has a Speaker
do,
Corner
all
in
you
his
are
home.
thieves who are taking something that you've never bothered to get for yourself. Everything comes back to you, believe me.
Believe me.
Thank you, ma'am. It was very interesting. I appreciate it.
She knows the day.
You can walk away from me, you won't
She's
walk
not
away from
walking
what I'm
away.
saying.
She's been polite. She's been lovely.
We've all that way.
Don't give me your world.
We've
My world
all
is a
that
world
way.
of politeness and, you know,
Yeah, with nothing but jelly on the inside.
jelly.
Most men today should be wearing skirts. Stop busy being nice and polite
Darling,
to
that's
everybody.
Friday night, not Sunday
Do you
night.
really think England was built on your kind? You're parasites yourself.
You're Scots, you're not.
Well, you know,
You're
it gets a
not
bit fuzzy 2 generations back, but apparently it does.
You are who your father is. There shouldn't be any problem.
Okay.
Yeah, but don't you think
Yeah,
that,
my dad's all right.
you know, that
I'm saying racially.
Okay.
don't you think that because
There's
there's
no
Diana,
confusion.
why are you horrible to
You
people?
make
Once she's
confusion
old
by
enough-
your
Why are you horrible to people?
That's not my feeling.
mind your own business.
Don't be like this.
You're nothing to me, but you're still here.
So all
I'm
races
here. I'm not going nowhere.
Not
I'm
going
here.
nowhere.
Yeah, nowhere.
Education
Meet-
system
meet-
is wonderful. It's
I
wonderful.
don't mean
reduced.
Norway. Nowhere.
Can't get to
You
know.
can't even talk English properly. Most of you are speaking English with an American with an English accent.
Yeah, but your language comes from the
You
Latin.
couldn't live in the real England. Even most of the
Your
English
language
couldn't.
is a Latin
They haven't
language.
got the self-respect, they haven't got the connection and the loyalty to what gone before, to their own ancestry, to the battles for existence that we've had, for all the spiritual truths we've been given.
And the ship
Look around
Zubair
these
is from
wonderful
Spain.
cathedrals and churches. Who do you
call
think
it
they were built by?
Shakespeare.
Irish.
People who knew that the Almighty God was high and holy and all beautiful. That is their testimony against you. Those people who built all of those wonderful holy places will judge you for the little blind people that you are.
I don't
Because
believe in
that's
God.
how it works.
I don't believe in God.
And that's why most of the English are dwarfs. Those buildings tower over them and they're so small in comparison because they could never aspire to produce anything like that.
Where?
But you get the little boxes, the ones that are brought in on lorries and fitted on top of each other. That is the lesson that is there in front of your eyes, how little people have become. The only big thing about them is their ego and their self-delusion. That's what the Almighty sees in His world. And He alone has the right to bring it to an end,
Almighty
just as
God
He had the right to bring it
doesn't
into
ask you to be
existence.
racist.
And He doesn't ask your
And the
opinion.
Almighty is not English.
What do
Jesus
you
is a
know about the
Palestinian.
Almighty?
Yeah. I know about Almighty.
Okay.
You wouldn't talk the way you do.
Okay, I don't want to get caught.
Anybody can say, I believe in God, but how they live, what they say,
I don't
what
call
they're
him
interested
God,
in is a
G-O-D.
testimony.
God and
But
oil
when you
and
mention
diamond.
believing in God,
Just
your
using that word
responsibility
to the
increases.
African.
Because
He say,
you
give
are
your Bible,
being,
believe in
you are
God.
being an
G-O-D.
example and a testimony.
Everyone's a Chelsea fan now.
Why you steal all resources from Africa? Look
Because
what the
they're
Africans.
letters. Because
they
they're
have
letters.
no.
Africans have the moral responsibility under God to look after
You
Africa.
colony
That's
Africa.
what race is.
You
That's
went
what race
there.
is.
The German, the French,
And if
the
you are
Belgian.
saying the African Africans
The
could do
Portuguese,
it,
they
and
went
you
there.
are making the statement that the Africans couldn't stand against the white man, and that is a
Because
racist
you
statement.
steal from Africa.
Yes.
Give them their diamond back.
Yes.
The Islamic people were the first to make slaves in the world. Don't such stories, okay?
I didn't
You
talk about
understand Islamic history. I'll teach you Islamic history. The Arabs were the first to make slaves. And today, the Arabs are more slaves than any other country in the world. But you don't recognize that. You will never recognize that. That is your problem. You're the liars. Now you become big with Saudi Arabia money.
I'm not a liar, I'm a lawyer.
Go back to school. Go back to school. Go back to your bloody
Queen's Mark Hospital that way. Queen's Mary Hospital that way.
You want to see a dentist?
Yeah.
No religion is based on truth.
I see.
Every religion is rooted in the human being and spiritual experiences of that person who has handed it on and laid down rules and dogma to follow. That has nothing to do with the human condition. Every one of us within us has been given a voice of guidance by conscience. You know when you're telling lies. You know when you're telling the truth. You know when you're being unkind. Because you have no excuse to say, but nobody told me it has been placed within you. Every human being, everything that exists has the spark of the divine within it. It can aspire to perfection. And that is why man is under judgment, because his idea of goodness is rooted on the horizontal and what other people's examples are. Even though he knows he's only passing through this world and doesn't know when his last breath will be. Man has no logic whatsoever. Even though he boasts about his brain cells, everything about man is contradictory, because he's not at peace with himself, because he's too caught up in the physical world.
What time you finish now? Yeah?
You can leave anytime you want to. Do you really think your life was created to be so ridiculous as you are? To talk the rubbish here?
I'm enjoying my time.
So it's me. Selfishness,
I play football.
selfishness is an act of rebellion against the Almighty. You were not
Friday night, your
created for
Piccadilly
yourself.
Circus.
You were not created for yourself. This is again what England has done, given the permission of the British government. Come here and be true to yourself. No, you were created to be true to your
I've been
maker.
7 countries in Europe. I've been 7 countries. Where you been? I ended up here.
Well, you see, the challenge these days is not how many countries you've been to, but how long can you actually
I
live
was going home
comfortably
last
and at
month. I
peace
bought
in your
a
own
TV,
country.
plasma
That's the
TV.
challenge
And
these
they
days.
give me 3 years
Not to be get
warranty.
on and off aeroplanes,
I have to
not
stay
to be
3
hiking
more
here.
years.
Everybody's doing that. The challenge is, can you find peace and contentment in your own roots, in your own homeland? Now that is a person.
Every time my warranty finish, I will buy next 3
Most
years
of you are like
away.
gypsies.
I will think about it.
Most of you are like gypsies, wandering this world like sightseers. And yet every time you look in the mirror, there's a place on earth that is reminding you that that's where you should be.
I never
And
been
you
to
are not
sightsee.
willing to listen.
How come I pay
When anybody
25
mentions
pounds
it,
for one
you
day
call them
sightsee?
racist.
look at
The
myself.
tyranny of silencing other people is something that you will pay the price for, but believe me.
Yes.
And your own ancestors will turn away from you in disgust because you were so ashamed of them, because you wanted to be somewhere else.
Yes.
What's wrong with experience?
Because you are them. That's why we
I
are
wouldn't
here.
answer an American on that basis.
Because you don't have a good answer. That's your go-to every time you
No,
don't have an answer.
no. You underestimate.
My home is.
Excuse me. You underestimate the contempt I have for the wanderers like you.
The Wanderers. My home is in the States. I choose to be here to better myself, to experience a culture, to come
Exactly.
here.
The mentality of a wanderer.
And at the same time,
I would not waste breath on you.
At the same time, I paid my taxes.
Please don't go any further.
Okay.
You're wasting your breath.
Well, I actually am wasting my breath on you, but hopefully some of this, like
Well, perhaps you'll get the message and keep quiet.
the vile stuff you've been spewing, I
got the
hope it's not
message.
sticking on any of these.
You can leave anytime you like to, so stop bitching and do something about it.
Oh, she's right, so please.
But that's manhood for you now. Bitch, bitch, bitch. But you don't do anything.
No, she's not a
You have
Christian.
backbones like jellyfish.
Do you claim to be a Christian?
No, I do not. Religion is finished.
She was 5
But
years
she wants to
teaching
talk about the God Almighty and the churches that were built, but religion is finished.
Absolutely.
If you want to
Absolutely.
talk about great men, and you talk about the great men that built these churches, not as a monument to the God Almighty, but as a place to gather and worship Jesus Christ. That's why the churches were built here, right?
Wrong. Don't
Wrong.
talk about what you don't know.
What is the Protestant Reformation
Don't
you
talk
talk
about what you don't know.
What is the Protestant Reformation you talk about if it's not about straying away from Catholicism and focusing on Jesus Christ? That's what the Protestant Reformation was. Was it not?
I
G.K.
don't-
Chesterton.
Excuse me, can I answer that?
Sure.
Protestantism didn't exist when all of these beautiful churches and cathedrals were made.
Well, I guess you need to define the timeline on which
Which is
churches
why
you're talking
I said that people who lived in times past, I didn't mention Protestant or Catholic,
You
knew
did say- you did-
that
you said
to
Protestant.
represent a building worthy of the Almighty, they had to build it high, inspirational and beautiful.
So these are not Christian churches.
They are not
English
Muslim
churches.
or Jewish churches.
Are they not Christian churches?
And
Most
that is
of
the
them are
point.
sold out.
That is the point.
You know, they tend to casino and
That
betting
is the
shop.
point. We are not meant to be religious, we are meant to be
When
spiritual.
you talk about the great men that built these churches,
And they were spiritual men, not religious men. That's the
they
difference.
followed Jesus Christ.
You don't know that because you come out with the American cant that has drowned the Christianity in this country. Follow Jesus, he'll give you a job, he'll give you a nice house.
I'm not saying that.
He
I'm
died
just
for your
saying-
sins because he loves you.
I'm
Praise
stating-
the Lord.
I'm
Hallelujah.
stating the fact that
That's
those are
the
Christian
Americanism
churches.
that has polluted the Christianity in this country.
I'm saying that those are Christian churches.
It's multi-faith.
You haven't a clue what you're talking about.
There is more than 1,200 mosques here. in
Oh no,
Crete.
no, she's talking about the
It's
churches that were built before.
And I will
Don't
say
take
it
us
again,
seriously.
they are a testimony in their heights and beauty of the spirituality that was in them that wanted to portray the highest and the best of the God Almighty that they worshipped. Look at the buildings of today and you see the spirit of man, earthbound, square, compartmental, all of these things.
Are you playing ping-pong?
As easy as possible, as convenient as possible, and they dare to call them churches. They dare to call them wonderful buildings. Why? Because the spirit of man is less than a worm's. But the Almighty has not changed. The Almighty has never come down to earth. Be warned. People who choose to believe in Jesus,
There is
it's up to
only
them.
2 holy places.
But nobody
There is
has
Jerusalem
died for
and
our
Mecca,
sin.
that's all.
We die for our sin. We face the
Why they
consequences
sell
of
the
every
churches
thought,
here?
word, and
They
deed
all tend
that
to
has come
betting
through us
shop.
when we have walked this earth, because the Almighty
One in
has
Israel
never
Road
been
was a
hidden.
church.
He
There's
is
no
the
God.
light
To betting
of
shop.
creation.
There is no
One
God.
in Queen's Park tended to.
You will
I don't
never
know,
get
party
a Muslim knowing the truth. You will never get a Muslim knowing the truth.
You'll never get an agnostic.
We got 1,200 mosques.
An
It's getting
agnostic
up.
can believe, even an atheist can believe. Because
And
like
our
I
mosques are
said,
open
the
7
challenge
days a
of
week,
Speaker's
not only
Corner
on
and
Sunday.
of life is to open your mind and stop keeping it closed. And that applies as much today, if not more importantly, to religious people who for decades have been following a religion of a book. The books are closed. It is time to walk
What do you
in
mean
the
the class?
spirit.
How do you get your
Not the-
information
not
and
the
education
quotations.
from teacher through the book?
So you've talked
Why
about
you
God
say
and the
book is
spirits.
closed?
There is a spirit in every one of us. That's how we live. The flesh only lives by the spirit. When our flesh passes away, our spirit will pass on into the realm
you're
that
saying
we
our
have
own-
created for it.
our own
Because we are eternal beings. We are temporarily on this earth and we have
Where
been
you get
given a
this
body
information?
so that while we are here we can be seen. But that body has been defined by the Creator to guide us as to know what our place is. And that's why we have a racial identity, we are the male or female, and we are unique individuals because that is the path laid down for us by our Creator. And no matter how we deviate and no matter what we do, that is how we will be judged.
That's why you
What
take the
did we
Indian
do
band to
with the
death.
gift of life and the conditions on which it was given? It's not subject to vote. It is an experience that everyone is going to meet. And obviously, if you believe it, you can prepare for it. If you don't believe it, you are not going to be prepared. But you too must bear that responsibility. Nobody else. You chose to ignore. You chose to continue to turn the world into a sexless, raceless, android place.
What's wrong with
where
sex?
only the brain cells and only your skills matter.
What's wrong with sex? It's good.
Everything that the Almighty's created is meant to be good. But when it comes through the vessels of dirty, godless, chaotic people, then it is it's putrefied and stinks. Don't get clever, stand over there.
Your bus driver is here.
Now it's time to go home, I think.
But don't let me keep you.
Sorry?
Don't let me keep you.
Not for me.
I am home. You are not.
No.
How do you know?
Don't insult my eyesight.
Why? Because I'm black
I
guy.
told you race is biological, not what you want to be. I have never known such a delusionary people. Look in the
Scientifically
mirror.
speaking, you can be black and I can be
Are you
white.
so afraid of race you don't know where you belong anymore? So you go through life playing your guessing game?
We're
or
talking
boasting
about
all
science.
the mixed parentage you've got?
Yeah.
Every race has male and female in it. If you've got mixed parentage, then you've got problem with your
How do you know your great-grandfather was
You
not
are
black?
who your father is.
How do you know who your great-grandfather was not black?
You
How
say
would you know?
You say you are
great-grandmother.
English. How come you're English and you have a big nose?
I don't have.
I know English people, they have small nose.
No,
Maybe your ancestor is from Africa.
But noses come in all shapes and sizes.
No.
And they can also be changed. If I put
She
you on
is
the
more
nose,
Moroccan
if I
than
put
English.
you on the nose, I could change the
She's
shape.
more Moroccan than English.
Oh, she's Jewish. It's like a big nose.
Is she? Ah. In which case,
Sorry,
in which case she's from the Middle East.
I always have been.
Ah, you're not English. No.
Every word of my message
I
is
can
true.
see your nose, you're not
It
English.
doesn't make you any-
Without knowing your
It
family
doesn't
name,
make you any
I know you
safer.
are not English.
It does not make you any safer.
Is he dangerous?
If you want, you can
I'm not
nullify
dangerous.
me. It doesn't make you any safer.
Is he a dangerous man?
Gorgeous.
I need to take care. You're as ugly as I am. Keep silent.
What is it that makes you so easy to dismiss what I'm saying? What
Listen.
has a grip on you that holds you
I
and
think-
makes you close your mind?
Maybe it's the lack of a grip.
Lack of the group.
No. Is there something
Are you
grip?
married?
Grip on you.
Are you married?
No, she's not.
What's that got to do with what I'm
I'm
saying?
just asking.
I don't
I'm
care what
making a
you're just
research.
doing.
I'm making a research.
Mind your own business is the answer.
He's a humorist.
What sort of word is that?
want to know
Honestly,
the English names.
the typos they conjure up these days, I mean, you must be mugs.
Lady.
She's not lady. She's a
That's
widow.
very unpolite.
I don't come here to be polite, I come here to be honest.
My goodness.
We found you
Where are the
good
English
husband.
manners? Where are the English
Don't
manners?
you understand? Take
The
him for
real
coffee.
English are not polite because the real English are too honest.
Are you single?
Most people these days in
There we go. Here's the problem.
Are you a matchmaker?
choose to be
He wants a
hypocritical.
British passport.
You
No,
cannot
he have.
You cannot constantly have
He can
truth
get
and
it from
politeness.
South for 200
Not
pounds.
in a world of liars. And especially
Your
if you have a
problem is
desire
so.
for truth within
He's
you,
single,
your very
you are
spirit
single.
will rebel
Go
against
for
liars.
coffee.
I think
You're gonna have the
there is a research that says if you're single for 10 years or more, you're more
The
likely to
Somali,
be
they don't drink
irritated.
coffee. They drink watermelon.
Who cares?
You're more irritated and angry. So you need to get a
The
partner
trouble
as soon
with
as
you
possible.
foreigners is you give you a little bit of education and you think you know everything.
Yeah, he knows, I know.
You know the
It's not
rubbish
me,
that
it's the
comes out of your
scientist.
mouth because
It's
you
the
think you're
And he
scientist.
ready.
have
say
too
that,
much
not me.
money. He's Somali pirate.
Not the last one.
Yes. Too much more.
I will
Don't
repeat.
judge him as his clothes.
I will repeat a good old English saying. Put a beggar on horseback and you ride to hell. You're coming out with your knowledge and your education and you think you've got it all. Well, all you demonstrate is where you've come from and
Look,
now what you're trying to
physically-
be. One
Madam.
big fraud.
Madam, physically
Shut
and
up.
emotionally.
Keep going, keep going. No.
No.
Shut
Let me say only one thing.
Shut up!
When the
Why?
man speak, the woman
Why?
have to be shut
Why?
up.
Because
Because
I have a serious
the man,
subject
he's the
and you
boss.
haven't got a serious
Which is-
bone in your body.
Which is.
Which you can afford to have because you've got the government propping you up.
How do you
But
know?
you're on your own.
in
How
the
do you know?
Bible
You're on your
says
own.
How do you know? How do
You
you know?
come in
women
on your
should
own, you're
stay
going
in
out
the
on
kitchen.
How do
You
know?
choose to be here. You
I
choose
swear
to
to
turn your
God,
back on
read
your
your
own.
Bible again.
That's your judgment.
Conservative.
They say
Politics
man
is
is the
finished.
boss
I'm
in
not
the Bible.
conservative.
Politics is finished. There's nowhere to hide. You can run to the party that makes you feel safe in this country, but they're doomed.
We are
Because
safe.
the godless man
I
created
got
politics.
Hartley's bag.
Godless man
In my
is
country
using
there is
power
no bag.
for politicians. But there is no power in politicians any more than there is in you. You are not living the human condition that's been given to you.
I'm baffled now. I don't understand what you're talking about.
You never did.
Can you speak Swahili for him?
It's not about that.
What is it about?
Communication is not of words, it's of minds.
Is it?
That's why I come here and I may as well be speaking
If
another
you
language to
understand
you
your language,
because
can
your
you do
mind is
body
on
language,
another
please?
level. And that is why when you are challenged, it's just easier to close
What do you
your
mean
mind,
challenge? She want to
reject,
challenge
and
you.
say you
Listen,
don't
hey.
understand.
Listen, she want to challenge you. Take her to the bedroom.
Oh, be careful, eh?
Yeah, that's what we get
You are
challenged.
on the border.
How do you challenge
If you
a woman
cross,
in
if
the
you
bedroom?
cross a line, you can be
never
taken to
challenge her
jail.
in the street.
Be careful. Be careful what you
Do you
say.
really think this country was made great on the cesspit mentality of that?
What's wrong?
I repeat,
What I said.
most
I
of
said
you
challenge.
can't live in the real England. You live in a
By
modern
an
tell
country.
you.
English
and
language,
free
I tell you.
world,
Fuck.
everybody
call
controlled
it
by the
challenge.
British government.
What is the
You
best
are not
dish?
advancing yourself.
Okay.
You are humanly
Let me-
reducing
let me
yourself.
ask you, madam.
Because you are caught in the delusion
Madam,
of what
let me
freedom
ask you-
is.
I'm telling you, she's not madam anymore.
First, get out of my way. Freedom is first
She's
of
not
all
madam
One
anymore.
awareness of responsibility.
question.
I owe you nothing. Get a speaker's corner in Somalia.
They have. They have.
Yo, you're lazy good for nothing. That's why I give you nothing here.
They have speaker corner in
Listen.
Somalia.
I said shut up.
Let me say one
I
thing.
said shut
Have you
up.
seen Somali map? They have a corner.
What is the best
Now
dish in
grow
the
up,
United
shut
Kingdom?
up, and wake up.
Now, what's the best
Shut up.
dish in the United Kingdom?
Listen to the mentality. What is the best place in the United Kingdom?
Dish,
Listen,
dish, dish.
14-year-old.
I said dish.
14-year-old.
I said dish.
And look at the grey hair.
I said
That's
dish.
what's going
So
on
do you
everywhere.
have a grey hair too?
Because you have no responsibility, because you think that if anything goes against you, you can cry racist.
We've got chicken
and the British
jalfrezi.
government will be behind you.
Chicken
Wrong.
tikka masala
One
is the
big
best.
delusion.
Now, can you cook
One
chicken tikka
big
masala?
delusion.
Can you cook
Now
chicken tikka
stop looking
masala?
in the mirror.
Now?
Stop being thankful what you've been given in this country, but don't treat it as a permanent given. Because in this world, nothing is permanent.
It
The
is
sun
permanent.
rises and sets, the moon waxes and wanes, the tides ebb and flow, spring, summer, autumn, winter. So get into your head the idea that
How
just
many-
because you want
how many black
something,
friends do
it's
you have?
going to be this way.
How many black friends
Wrong.
do you have?
Grow up.
How many black friends do you have?
I don't mind being called a racist.
Why?
Because you do not represent race. You're a mongrel.
Am I?
You don't belong here,
I like
and you
basmati
don't
rice.
belong in your own country because you want the best of both worlds. I respect the
What's
people
wrong with that?
who are being true to their
What's
own
wrong
race
with
in
that?
their own country.
What's wrong
not
with
the
that?
wanderers like you who
What's
bounce
wrong with
backwards
that?
and forwards.
What's wrong with that?
Just listening.
Any questions? Any questions? I think the women focus
up.
here do not agree with you.
Shut up. You know nothing.
It's very peaceful.
That's what I know.
People have quite frankly just ignored you, so get the message.
No.
Leave them alone.
Everybody here loves me. Apart
How
from you.
sad.
Apart from
Do you
you.
need to be loved? Oh, did you?
Yes, yes.
Well, that's the truth.
We come in alone, we go out alone.
No, no, no,
If
no,
you
no,
need to join
I come with
yourself
my
to other
brother.
people, then you are not living. You're a sad, insecure person
Why are you so
who
upset?
needs other people to prop you up.
Why are you
The
so upset?
challenge of life is to be stronger on the inside than on the
Why
outside.
you are not happy,
so that
Diane?
you
Why
can
you
be
not
true
happy?
to
Why are
what
you not happy?
are being given to be. So that if the world comes
Why are you
against
so
you,
sad?
you can stand against them because
Why are you
you're
so
strong
sad?
enough
Good
on the
husband in the
inside.
crowd.
The majority has no power under the Almighty, except the majorities that He has ordained, which is the majority that comes with racial, biological
this?
identity, and the male and the female components.
Who
that
is the
exist.
majority?
That is the
foreigner.
only majority that has any
Who is
power
English
under
here?
the Almighty.
None.
Anything
taking
else
over.
is a delusion for
this gentleman is Irish.
who ultimately know they're in the wrong, but they want to cling on to what they have. Nothing belongs to us.
I suspect
Not even
Diane
our
is
body.
We
Welsh.
taking over.
That is
Diane.
why
There
we
is
don't
not
choose
English.
Are you
what
Welsh?
race we are.
Are you
we
Welsh?
can either live it with dignity and
Are you
loyalty,
Welsh?
or we can pretend it doesn't exist so that we can get what we want out of life.
Are you Welsh? Are you Welsh? No, she's not English. We established she's not English. She's Polish.
She's from Europe.
She's Polish. Huh?
Does not look Polish.
Doesn't look Polish. Okay.
The Polish, they look like a yellow.
I thought she is Welsh.
Concentrate on who you are. I know who I am.
I am a human being.
No, you're
I
not.
come to
no,
this
you are
country.
not.
I must wonder.
No,
as
you
a
are
visitors.
not. No, you are not.
I found English
The
girlfriend. She
human
says, stay,
condition,
please.
the human
I'm
condition
staying.
is meant to be noble. When you drag it down to being on your terms,
I don't want to
then you
upset my
drag down the
girlfriend.
human condition, and you are no longer noble. You are a commodity, for hire or for sale.
I don't think that's correct.
Well, you're going to find out. You see, that's why I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to warn
This man is not for sale.
Are you
One
coming
of you
tomorrow?
knows when
It's
you're going
bank
to see this
holiday.
day out. You're going to find out. I'm not trying to tell the future. I'm trying to warn you of the journey you're on.
Yes, I had enough
So that
warning
you
from
can
my
perhaps
manager.
become more
Enough
aware
warning.
of the gift and responsibility of life. If you don't do that, I've got nothing on my conscience.
But you have to make some
It's all
consensus.
down to
Who
you.
agrees with you here?
You're doing it again, bringing people power in. People have no power. It's a delusion.
I have power.
You belong to
I
your
can switch off the
creator.
light.
That is why nobody's getting away with anything at any time.
She says you have no power. You know why? What she meant.
That is the power of the creator. He can let you have the delusion that you're doing what you like.
Aye.
But wham, when the
Somali, you
time
don't
comes,
understand. Can you repeat
nobody's
it, please?
escaping
In
it.
Swahili.
Hey,
Nobody's
can you
getting
repeat
away
it,
with
please?
it.
You have no power. What do you mean by that? Power.
I don't explain myself to
You mean
idiots.
in
I
the
have
bedroom?
charm. I have charm.
Who told you that?
I was told before.
He don't use Chinese Viagra. They eat cats.
No, you don't need card. You need to
Yes.
speak nicely.
No. They eat cats.
You know why racial
They
identity
work
is
in
given?
24 hours.
Because it's the challenge to your spiritual development. When you take a shortcut, like you people are doing, then you can never...
Which is, what's the shortcut?
The shortcut is you're trying to live like white people.
No.
Why, you want me to wear two things in here and say, oh, what's there? Is that what you want me to
Look at you.
do? My goodness.
You're a white black man.
Listen,
What are you on about?
the white man made all these things to sell to me.
You're a white black
It's
man.
black outside, coconut inside.
You were created to be black, and you haven't got the guts
It's
to
not
live it.
black.
And you're setting your
It's
spiritual
cappuccino.
development
White man.
on peons.
Let me tell you something. White man gave me watch, clothes, and I gave him rice and peas. Oxytail.
You were not created to be a trader. Okay? Nothing belongs to
There's
us.
exchange
Neither the
between
race,
human beings.
neither the rice, the beans, or anything else doesn't belong to us.
Imagine-
What you do with it when you trade it is your responsibility.
Imagine-
for the creator who it belongs to.
Imagine
So
eating
don't give me
potatoes,
excuses because you haven't got the guts to be the
mushy
white man,
peas
the
and
black
mashed
man God
potatoes.
made.
Shut up, Diana. Listen to your
One
social
you really
worker.
like to have curries and chicken and tomatoes and spices.
Wouldn't you like to be a true Somalian rather instead of an excuse for one?
He's a true Somali.
I don't want to do that.
Denying his race.
No, you live your race. You don't talk about it.
No, he live here.
You can only live your
He
race
can't
by
go
living
back
in the
to
race your
Somalia.
roots you belong in.
What do you want me to wear?
Share that identity.
Dan, what do you want me to
Anything
wear?
else, you're just talkers.
What do you want me to wear?
It's not about wearing, it's about being.
What do you want
The
me to
first
be?
thing you shouldn't be is here.
Here. Ah, that's bad.
Remember, politicians let you in, not Almighty. You didn't beam down like some
How
Scot.
did you come here?
How did you come
Came and
here?
raped your ancestors. Before that, the Saxons came and raped your ancestors and fought to the
Get your history sorted out. It's not even history, you moron.
You got pushed down to the other
You
side.
are foreigners. Your version of history.
We're all
What's your
foreigners.
history, Dan? Tell us, what's your history?
Of course, you're white. It's always the mother, isn't it? You are who
What's your
father
history?
is.
What's your history?
What happens if you're mixed race? I'm Islam. I'm Muslim. That's who I am.
Well, this is a
I don't
Christian
have a race.
country.
No, it's
Doesn't
not.
matter. Doesn't matter.
Yes, it
Religion
is.
doesn't matter.
People, you don't have different the black and the white. Everybody is same.
That's a good old communist jargon, isn't it? Of course it is.
You're right, man.
Don't you realise when the Germans won and the fascists lost, the communists won? They don't need tanks anymore, they just buy you instead.
Yeah, they were racist
They brainwash you into believing that, oh, there are no boundaries anymore, you can go where you like.
yeah, you must have some German blood.
The state tells you what to think. The
I
state
can swear
tells you to
you have
call
some
people
German
racist
blood in you.
If they don't talk about
Diane,
their race.
you have some German
are as
blood in you, I
firmly
can
under
swear
the
to that.
communist yoke now, except you don't see the bands around you as they were when Stalin and Lenin ruled.
So what do you want to do?
You need
want
to
to ship?
bananas.
You want to ship all of us
You're
and
right,
remain
man.
all white people only
Hats
here?
off to you.
That'd be boring, Dan. That'd be really boring.
Wait, come back. Come back.
He's Irish. Yeah? He's Irish. Is he? Yeah. No, well, first she's gonna ship Somalis, and then the Irish,
Listen,
and then the Irish.
Excuse
So
me, I'm
Irish will
talking
come
to
the
you, not
last.
the whole of Somalia.
No.
You represent your race and you're a disgrace to your race.
I
The true
apologize.
Somalians are in Somalia.
He had
I
to deal with
apologize.
That's
the
how it
British.
works. I'm not interested
fired
in the
all
idiot
the Irish.
representatives
What
who
about the
just
Irish?
come here.
And he
What about the
here.
Irish?
They
Real ones
welcome
who live
him
in their own
here.
country.
What
I'm
about
not
the
ashamed
Irish?
of
That's
that
the English that went over to all the other countries anyway.
What about the Irish?
You should stay out of our country.
What about the Irish?
Should have looked after them better. We couldn't have got there first. You're not good at looking after yourselves. That's why we're taking it from
What
you.
about the Irish?
Quite nice, you know.
I'm Canadian.
Oh,
White people
the
don't
global
belong there.
uniform, the mongrel's uniform.
What about the Irish?
What happens if you're mixed race?
You are who your father is.
Half of your
End
body
of
goes to
story.
one country,
father's
half
English.
goes to the other.
Yes, is
He's
your
from
father
India. He wants his crown back.
What race is he?
He's not English. I don't care about what other race he is.
He's hand. You went to
There's only two lots of people in this country, the real English and the non-English.
What about the
I'm going
Irish?
around the world.
What about the
I'm not
Irish?
an expert
I
on
am half
race.
English,
What about
Diana.
the
I
Irish?
desire to be
I
an
had
expert on my
English
own
tea this
race and my
morning.
own homeland. That's how it works.
What about the Irish?
And that's why your ridiculous
Oh, the Queen is
versions of my
German now.
history and your ridiculous versions of what this country
The Queen is
represents
German, they
mean
said.
nothing to me, because get in touch with who you are first.
The Queen is German.
Well, she's the Queen of the foreigners. She's not Queen of England.
Queen of England.
She's
That
anyone.
will land you in trouble, Diane. That will land you in
She's
trouble.
just a woman.
Just a
Talking
country.
about Almighty God
Our
here.
Majesty,
Every
we don't take
human
our
being
life.
is answerable to
Diana,
the
shut
Almighty.
up. It's Jazeera TV. It's our
You
queen.
don't get it, do you?
His Her
You
Majesty
do
the
not
Queen.
belong to yourself. You are on loan to yourself.
I'd rather
but
be
you
with the
are
Queen than with you.
permanently the
I'm afraid to say so.
property of your Creator.
I'd rather be with
That
the
is why
Queen
you
than
are
with you.
answerable for what you do with the gift of life.
Everybody loves the queen
And
here.
we're all on
Except
that
you.
journey. Whether you believe it or not does not take the journey away.
Take a deep breath, relax.
Relax.
I am
You're
right.
very
Chill
tense
out, Diane,
and
chill
angry
out.
and upset.
How would you know about any of those things?
I'm a psychologist.
Yeah, so you see?
You're an idiot. They say you're usually as stupid as the people you're dealing with. You have to be.
I guess you're right then, right? You know?
Take a deep
The
breath.
NHS is full of idiots like you.
Record.
But what about your own people's mental problems? Why don't you help them? That's what you're created for. The NHS is being dragged down by you foreign wannabes who are milking the taxpayers.
Hoping you're foreigners.
Next time, send her wrong
Every
document.
gift you use for other people that you were meant to use for your own people, no matter how much
Do you
you
eat
had,
chocolates?
how much you got
Dan, do you eat
being
chocolates?
honoured for,
No,
you're
do
going to
you
face the
really?
Almighty.
Do you eat chocolate?
Diana, come in back, yeah?
I'm not talking to you.
Honestly, you need a good bar of
You're only
chocolate.
allowed corn.
Corn? No. A good bar of chocolate will help you.
No, it's
Calm
not in
down.
this country. You cannot
Relax.
eat chocolate.
Mars bars
You can't have that. You
or a Kit Kat.
can't
Just
have that.
one big load of rubbish, aren't you?
Honestly, ask anybody. If you have a Mars bar or a Kit Kat,
Give her a chat. Give her a chat.
Huh?
When you chew.
no, chat. Send her wrong way.
You know where you get that from? I'll educate you on English history.
The
right?
Amazon.
It's from the adverts that came out in the 50s that said a Mars a day
I
will
wasn't
help
here.
you work, rest and play. That's
I
where they get the
wasn't here in the
claptrap of
50s.
chocolate will do you good.
I might have grey hair,
It all
but I'm
comes
not
from
that
the advert. Of course, because you weren't here, you know nothing about this country. So you recite these second-hand sayings when I can give you the origins. That's what it means to be my age in English.
Ask
You are
anybody.
recycling everything that I grew up with. Why? Because you haven't got anything new because you're too small and too dark. Most of you live second-hand lives that have already been through my generation.
She's saying she
There's
wants to
only
do
one
Michael Jackson
generation
or
of
something.
teenagers.
Michael Jackson.
It was
You want
my
to do
generation
Michael
of the
Jackson?
60s. You can call yourselves what you like, but you are not teenagers because the only teenagers were my generation of the 60s. You have nothing else
The
to hold
golden
on.
years.
You have nothing else to hold on to though, so you grab all of these titles, and because you're young, you think you can claim them. You
And
are
because you're old, you think
demonstrating
you're
your
right.
dearth of any inspiration whatsoever. And most of you youngsters, you should be claiming a pension because you're
Did you
old.
vote for
young
UKIP
boys.
last time? Did you vote for UKIP last time?
I set the subject, not you.
Surely, you should be.
Listen, do you get the message? I'm a speaker. I'm not here for conversations. Right?
I'm trying to be charming.
I'll teach you English.
Uh-huh.
Right? A conversation is what you're trying to have. I'm not here for conversations. This is not conversation corner. It's speaker's corner. It means I speak and you listen.
Can we
And
question
if
you
you
then?
don't listen, then I will shout at you the way I do. That's how it works.
Go away.
Okay. I'm listening. I'm all ears now.
Then shut your mouth. Don't tell.
I'm really a nice guy. aren't
Nobody
I?
can listen when they're talking like that.
I am really a nice guy, aren't I?
You're doing it again. Get over yourself. Right? Look around
I'm a
you.
little bit full of myself, you know.
Surprise, surprise.
And that's good because it makes me feel happy and good.
Oh, well, bother anybody else, of course. I mean, look at the grey hair. It's still as selfish as you are.
You want me to
wow,
do-
that's
you
what I
want me
need.
to dye it?
Age doesn't give you anything.
You want me
it's
to dye
about
it?
the person you are.
I am told it's beautiful to have
I'd
grey
settle for
hair.
you growing up.
Nice. Yeah. How do you reckon? But she has to calm down though. I can't go with that. She has to calm down.
And who are you?
Alpha male.
Alpha male? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah?
Nobody who runs away is an alpha male. Somalia's got plenty of problems. They're not with you, though, are they? Look at all of your
Forget about
countries.
Somalia.
See the
Let's
problems in your
concentrate
countries,
here.
but you're not there. That's why when you leave your country and live somewhere else, you disqualify yourself from talking about your own country that you've left behind because you are no longer part of it.
Have you ever been to
Voluntarily.
Somalia? Have you ever been on
And you
vacation?
don't belong here either. You're political
You have never been
entities,
to anywhere.
nothing else.
Goodness me, you would
So
have changed your
reap
mind,
the
Diane, if you went to the
consequences
world.
of going against the order that was created and which has been brought to an end.
Diane, you need to go on holiday.
And Madam Speaker to you, don't you dare get familiar with me.
Okay, man.
Right, this is not
Madam-
America.
okay,
I'm not
Madam-
everybody's friend. I don't want to
right.
be everybody's
I mean,
friend.
this isn't Canada. You know?
Madam Speaker, go on holiday.
I said shut up. I've already said it's not conversation corner. Now put your money where your mouth is and listen to what you said yourself.
He ain't got no money, he's smoking that shit.
And why don't you step back about 20 yards and then I'll really believe that you've got little. I said 20 yards, not 2. 20 yards.
That's exile.
It's not exile, but it's close enough for you to rein you in.
Goodness.
Further back. Go on, further back. You don't have free speech.
Huh? Have you ever been on holiday?
Back of the bus.
Not bad, I'm at the back. Honestly, have you been to the Caribbean?
I'm not a wanderer. God's given us a beautiful world. It doesn't mean I have to wear myself out. Doesn't mean I have to bankrupt myself to
Ask
prove
those
it.
who have been to St. Lucia.
He's afraid of public transit.
The trouble about those who have been to St. Lucia is they usually belong there, but they don't like living there. So it quite nullifies what they're saying.
Yeah.
If you love a country well enough and you belong there, you live there.
I like England.
You can go even to Brighton to chill out a little bit. You need holiday.
Life is not about chilling away. That's why I call you a coward. You've got the runaway mentality.
Yeah?
Do you
Oh,
think people
let's get away from it all. There's nowhere to run.
You think people shouldn't be allowed to
Nowhere
leave their
to run.
countries? You think people shouldn't be allowed to live abroad?
Why
They
should
want
they want
to? Because maybe they want a job somewhere else that pays better. Is that like your
Well,
right to
there's
tell
the
us that that's
operative
wrong?
word. Maybe they want. End of story.
So we shouldn't be
This is
allowed to-
about me. We
shouldn't be allowed to cross our borders.
At the other end, that the nations are being wiped out because you want to work in their
But we should be
country.
prisoners of our own country? Is that how you'd have it?
If you are a prisoner in your own country, you're a prisoner in your own mind.
That's what you're saying. You can't leave your country because
no,
then you've
on the
turned your back on
contrary,
everyone in your
you
country.
think that freedom is about going somewhere physically.
Freedom is the freedom to go wherever you want, do whatever you want to do, and live your own life.
Freedom is a state of mind that looks at life and takes the challenge and believes that you can deal with it. Slavery is the belief that you look at life and you think, I've got to get away from this. And that's why
Or
I
maybe
use
you'd
the
fancy
term
to just go somewhere
coward.
else.
And the consequences and destruction of especially what's happening to Western Europe is something you're totally not involved in because your state of mind is a state of mind
You
of
are
a
talking
slave.
about England, not Western Europe.
And your country came to my
I
country
don't
and murdered
presume
everyone in
that
it
what's
and
going
took it over. Canadian. So is that right? Is that like you guys? That was cool for you guys to do. Now
There's
Canada's
no
a country,
such
but I'm
race
not allowed
as
to leave.
No such race as Canadian.
Canadians.
isn't.
Or Americans. Canadians.
There's no race. It's a country. Are you kidding
Not
me?
Canadian. Canadians are poor Americans. You're English.
I am Canadian.
You're English.
There's no such race. You're a
Or French.
runaway from another country.
I've run away. I was born there.
Well, your parents ran away.
No, they were born there too.
There are no
Someone in your
white
family ran
Canadians.
away.
There absolutely are white Canadians
Someone,
because it's a country.
someone in
Almighty,
your family ran
Almighty
away.
God never created Canada.
But
He
so
never-
it created England though. And where did the English always occupy the English Isles? The British Isles?
Not always.
No, where'd they come from?
I didn't say the kid didn't come from here.
Oh,
I
but
said
now
they
that they're
haven't always
here,
invaded. They
it's
haven't-
cool just to like point fingers and say that you're not allowed to go here and you're not allowed to go here. You guys have been all over all over the world, raping people,
No,
changing
that was the
cultures.
British. Take it up with the Scots. The Welsh,
Oh my
and the
God!
Irish.
Oh my God! Where are we? Where are we? Where are you?
Not English, not English. It is
Yeah, and I'm talking to a
Same
Canadian.
shit.
Well, this is England, so mind your Canadian manners.
Fair enough. I'm trying to be as polite as
Because what
possible.
you don't get from you Mongols.
Sorry, I said shit. I meant
No,
poop, guys.
what you don't get from you Mongols is manners.
Oh. Who has voted some of the politest people in the world? Canadians. Hokey people.
And why are you letting them down then?
He's a good lad.
Look at you.
He's
You
a good lad.
Canadians are more like Americans every day with the same mentality, the same
And
clothing.
you know what? They both came from England.
No, they
Yep,
didn't.
yeah, they
no,
did.
they didn't.
Yep.
You all like to blame England from everything.
His
But I tell you
forefathers
now,
come from
you
Hampshire.
watch
The
your
British
mouth.
burned down the White
You
House.
watch your mouth, especially
He's
when
from
you're happy to
Hampshire.
live here at the same time. That is the biggest act of treachery that
We
makes
don't know where
you
you
the
come
enemy.
from, madam.
Anybody
we
who
don't know.
has something against somebody doesn't go and live amongst them if they've got goodwill within them. They go there to cause trouble, and that's
You're
why
right.
England
Just
has
like
been
the British did.
invaded by her enemies, and the stupid